All right. So we are back now with game number 2 here of today's scrim series between Orcs of Newerth here on the Legion side going up against Hex here on the Hellborn side. We have Magnus Moira Electrician and the Gladiator being banned out, so we have a Gladiator ban this time. Um, I'm blanking on who was banned the last game. It was a Sir Bensington, I believe. So they switch up the ban from the Bensington to the Gladiator. And Moira was also not banned, as we saw her in the last series. Um, I'm blanking on who the other ban was. But anyway, we're going to have a first pick of Engineer on the Legion side here. Second pick of a Luna into Fade, into Behemoth, and then Rally and Revenant. So we have a Fade and a Behemoth picked up as some initiators, as well as the Rally. So we have double initiator coming out for the side of Legion with an engineer. So a lot of early game aggressive style of play, but it's also being matched here by the side of Hex as they pick up a Revenant. So Revenant going to be another invisibility focused hero following up the Fade pick from the Legion side. So they say to themselves, well, if you have Fade and you're going to go around and gank us Invis, we're going to pick up the Revenant and we're going to avoid your Fade ganks by smoking up the majority of our team. Um, Quite an interesting draft so far, as with a Behemoth Revenant and a Luna, that would mean either a Luna or the Revenant. Uh, well, I suppose they could have a secondary support Revenant and a core Behemoth, but um, we have seen core Revenant in the past. Something like a mid lane Revenant comes to mind. Um, Revenant is one of those heroes where he can solo lane very well due to his Defile being very strong against melee 1 versus 1 matchups. And then also the mortification on top of that at levels 2 and 3. He outputs so much lane harassment in a 1 versus 1 situation. So we could for sure see a Revenant in a core position. And seeing as how they have a Behemoth picked up, I do think it's quite versatile as far as who will be the farmer here for Hex. Um, but I do think we won't see a core Aluna. I believe Aluna will be the support. But enough about that. We'll go into the bans. We have Switchblade, Hammerstorm, Sir Bensington. So there's the Sir Bensington ban. He makes it to the second wave of bans. We see the bubbles, the Puppet Master, and the Madman. So these were, for the most part, the same style of bans in the last game. We're going to see a Shadow Blade picked up here by Orcs of Newerth. Very interesting pick. We haven't seen a whole lot of Shadow Blade on the competitive scene. So I'm going to be pretty interested to see how the Shadow Blade plays out. They follow it up with a Alonia pick. So they have some strong carry presence with the Shadow Blade, a very, very strong late game carry. Um, and he's fairly decent at fighting early game with the Gargantuan's Blast and the Feint's Siphon. However, I do think it's safe to say Shadowblade will want some time as he is more of a hard carry. And he does carry very freaking hard. I mean, if this goes to like 40 plus minutes, especially with the lineup as we're going to talk about in a second that we see the Hellborn finish off with, I mean, this Shadowblade by far outscales every hero here from the Hellborn side. So if they can make it to the late game, Shadowblade is insane. With that essence shift giving him tons and tons of extra stats, he will basically have 1 to 2 extra items for free with the bonus agility or strength, whatever he depends to go for. We'll probably see the agility Shadowblade just because it carries super super hard. But we could see the strength form in the early game for these team fights, etc. They finish it off with I believe it was Lord into Grinex. It was Lord Sulfuras into Grinex, and they give the Lord Sulfuras over to Snooki. No surprise there. He's been dominating with Lord Sulfuras in the past couple of weeks. It's been a very, very comfortable hero for him. He has shined very, very well. So I'm looking forward to, or expecting to see, a great performance here on the Lord Self Forest from Snooki once again. We have the Grinex as the 5th pick, so they will be going with the offlane Grinex, and he will be going 1 versus 1 against the Rally, at least for now. It looks like we will be having Alonia versus the Lord Self Forest in the mid lane, which Alonia is a very powerful 1 versus 1er against the melees. Able to kite them once she gets the mana pool very high. Just spam her Glacial Spike and her Frigid Field, keep them in place. I mean, Alonia, if she's able to survive for a long time, she does incredible damage over the course of a team fight. So looking forward to seeing Alonia get nice and big. Then we have the Shadowblade Fade and the Engineer Trilane, which is a very different style of Trilane that we are not used to seeing. And it's going to be going up against a Revenant Behemoth Aluna Trilane. This Trilane is very scary. I mean, I think Revenant, killing people level 1 with Defile, putting Mortification on top of that at level 2, and people will just melt. They will be slowed to the ground. Amplified magic damage from the Aluna, the Behemoth. Here comes a Fissure Stun to fall off the Emerald Lightning Fade. Look at that damage coming out from Revenant. 2 more auto attacks and he would surely fall. He gets taken down to 65 life, so they don't get the Bloodlust kill, but they put out so much pressure here onto the Fade already at level 1. And now the supports are going to look to box out the Shadowblade. Here comes a Fissure Stun. Will this be the Bloodlust kill? Shadowblade goes down to the Defile of Revenant, and this is what I was talking about. This Trilane is very scary. When I think about Shadowblade, I do not think about aggressive tri-laning. I think put this guy in the safe lane, get him some farm, get him going, and try to protect him as much as possible. So one thing to note here as well is they also put the carry onto Mr. Merkins, and they give Fat and Sexy the rally. So he was playing the carry in the last game. So they do end up swapping some roles. They send a rally to the tri-lane, and this would actually be a lot better for them to have a rally in the tri-lane, as he is much more of an aggressive style hero. But then we now see transitioning Shadowblade versus Grinex. Grinex should do very well in this matchup as well, going up against the Shadowblade early on. Alonia versus Lord Self Forest. We see 12 and 0 and 12 and 0 Alonia against 10 and 3 Lord Self Forest, both picking up the bottle. But Snooki cleaning up the wave and getting to the rune first. He will get the invisibility rune. Alonia, she needs to be careful. Here comes a Behemoth. If he's able to wall her off, which he does, Lord Self Forest is coming over with some pressure. He throws out the life tap to slow, and I think Alonia will be fine actually. Lord is going for a dive though. Here comes the more Certissima. It is only level 1, and Lord will go down. So a big dive coming out from Lord there. It ends up trading lives as the tower takes him down. They even trade 272 gold apiece. Top lane, the Legion tri-lane taking so much pressure. Aluna is as well out of mana, low on life. Revenant though, he is pretty strong right now, sitting on half mana and full HP. Grinex, he is 11 and 5 against a 14 and 3 Shadowblade. So Shadowblade is finding the farm for now. Looks like he sent himself out some regen, hopefully. Get himself, yep, there's the health pot, the mana pot, and he will regen some health back. Loni will throw out the Glacial Spike there. Rally, he's 12 and 1 against a 20 and 6 Revenant. Interesting that Revenant actually is putting 2 points into the Defile. I am not a fan of that. However, I do think Defile is a 1-point wonder, and you do much rather value the minus magic armor and DOT for mortification. So I would rather see him put points into the mortification here and not the Defile. Stun comes out from Aluna. Fissure Stun to follow the auto attacks and the mortification. It's enough to bring down the engineer. He cannot get any spells off. The Fade is here with Rally. Rally's Compel is down. Fade is being auto attacked. Here comes the two-man burning shadow stun. He gets slowed up. Are they going to be able to have enough damage for this kill? They do. The stun and the power throw come in from Aluna, and Rally is he's going to be okay. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Haste Rune on the Alonia takes out the Lord Salforus. He didn't even use Absolute Zero. I'm a little bit surprised by that, but I guess the Haste Rune causing too much problems for Lord. Bottom lane, Shadowblade putting in some good pressure onto the Grynex. He picks up a bottle to help him sustain himself in the lane. We have a Veiled Rotted Alonia up here in the top lane, and I hope they can find the initiation they're looking for, because this would be some big kills to help this tri-lane get back into the game. We have the Veiled Rot for another 10 seconds. Alonia is going to run into the Aluna here. Here comes a Glacial Spike into the stun. I forget the Flash Freeze. He uses the Absolute Zero on the Aluna though, which I do feel was a little bit unnecessary. But they're going to go for a dive here onto the Revenant. Fade Stun comes out. Do they have the reveal is the question. And I gotta say, I'm very disappointed. No anti-vision going up against a Revenant now for 6 minutes. You know he's gonna have that Essence Shroud. Behemoth, he's trying to body block the Alonia. Here comes out the Undying onto Alonia. And there is a Fissure Stun up in 1 more second. He's going to cancel it. He will throw it out. Compel from Rally onto Alonia to get him backwards. A nice juke on the more Certissima. Engineer, he misses the Kegstone, unfortunately. Will they be able to bring down the Behemoth as he is getting low? Power Supply will heal him up. Engineer does fall. Meanwhile, this is going on. Here comes the mortification damage from Revenant, and look at that damage as Alonia melts. Lord Salforus now leading the lines as he will try to get a kill onto Rally, but he compels himself over the cliff, and it looks like Rally will get himself to safety. The power throw almost sniping out Rally. Very close. And the tri-lane for Legion is not going as they had hoped for. Their shining light in the Alonia thus far has fallen for the second time. She's now 325 gold per minute. Shadowblade not doing too poorly though. He is on 300 GPM, sitting on 35 creeps. But here comes Behemoth, and they might look to set up a kill here. He does have the invisibility room, but here comes the Rift, the Illusory Assault, which actually reveals him. Does have the bottle sips though still. Lord Salforus is here. And he will be fine. Whoop ends up going down on the Revenant to Rally. Rally is manning up here on the Aluna. And I actually think Rally would have killed him there had he manned up. He had 8 power. I'm so surprised that he decided to man down there. That was 100% a kill on Aluna if he manned up. Oh no, did Rally just give it? Oh. Mid lane. The Lord Salforus takes out the Alonia. It looks like he went for a kill onto Lord. Maybe with the help of Fade, but Lord turned it around. And they got a kill onto Alonia. Yeah, I don't like the man down from Rally there. I think he definitely had the kill on Aluna. He had power supply up as well. And Aluna had no boots. Like, that was definitely a kill. Rally is going to use the dust and miss the compel stun, unfortunately. So it looks like they have abandoned the tri-lane. Revenant is freely farming up here. Sitting on 380 gold per minute. Lord also sitting on 380 gold per minute. Bottom lane, they eventually do catch out the Grynex. Looks like they didn't need any ultimates either. Lone, he's going in on the Lord Self-Forest. Here comes a Fissure Stun from Behemoth. The Undying is applied. And he will land the Mors Certissima. This should be enough for the kill. And they get a return kill, so Alonia needed to avoid that Mors Certissima in order to not give up a 1-for-1 exchange. Meanwhile, Revenant's pushing in the top tower by himself. Fade. He is going to get a nice 2-man Burning Shadow stun off. Will he end up going down to the Aluna here is the question. Yes. Aluna spots him out. Fissure Stun slows them down a little bit. Aluna just gonna aggro the Kongor. Rally will get credit for the kill. He's an ultimate warrior now. There's no spells up on the engineer. He doesn't have boots either. Tower gets taken out here by Revenant. Rally is up here with a slam. Grunek's doing pretty well. He's on 290 gold per minute. He has the Ghost Marchers, the bottle. I think we'll see something like a Brass Knuckles, pretty popular pickup on a Grunex. Into maybe a Shrunken Head. There's a lot of stuns and magic damage. I think it's safe to say he will be looking to go for a Shrunken Head this game. Revenant looks like he's going for the early Hellflower, and he's almost on the second Arcana. Fade setting up here in the bot lane on the Grunex. Rally is making his way over as well. Fade not choosing to go for the stun there. Lonia is here as well. He's going to miss the stun, unfortunately. Grunex, will he go in? He will stun in. Rally will stun up the Grunex. Here comes Alonia with the Glacial Spike. And Grunex will go down. Fade does survive. He uses the Reflection. He will dodge the Fissure Stun from Behemoth. The Power Throw will also miss from Aluna. And he does have a Burning Shadow Stun if he chooses to go in. Oh my god.
Can't touch this.
How did he know he was there? Holy shit. That was a really well-placed power throw from Aluna. Damn. Damn. Alunia's gonna get shadow stepped backward. Alunia will die. And it will be 1 kill. Fissure Stun onto Engineer here. Grunex is trying to get the line of sight. He uses the Illusory Assault. Here comes Rally with a slam. Grunex is going to survive though. Behemoth is now on the run as it ends up being the 1 kill. Luna's coming over with the Emerald red being used. She will port to her Deja Vu. She will port right into Alonia though. Here comes a Compel. Oh boy. Okay. That's a Alonia. That's a 800 HP Alonia tank and tower hits. They get the kill onto Aluna. Meanwhile, they also got the kill onto Grunex with the Fade. I believe that was with the Reflection being used. Lord, he will get himself the regen rune. He will run right into Rally. Uses the Undying. Revenant will go down. Here comes a absolute zero from Alonia. He takes some huge damage from the Lord Self-Force Q and the Aluna stun. Keck stun connects onto Grinix. Fate stun lands onto Lord Self-Force. They take out both the Lord Self-Force and the Grinix as they have not brought all 5 players here. Behemoth is nearby, but no shockwave for 30 seconds. It's going to throw out a fissure onto Rally. Behemoth defeating himself here with the creeps. Alchemist Bones picked up on the Shadow Blade, which I find very strange because we usually see Cleaver on Shadow Blade. When we do see Shadow Blade, I don't feel like it's a Cleaver game, or sorry, it's an Alch Bones game because he has pretty good farm. So I think I would much rather just see him pick up a Rune Cleaver and build into the eventual Geobane Shrunken Head. So I do find it very odd that he's going for Alchemist Bones on the Shadow Blade. Stun onto Alonia. Fade. Already used her Burning Shadows. Grinix will snipe out the Alonia here. Fade is being slowed to a pulp. And Power Thrown. Haste Rune will be taken here by Grinix. And it will get 2 kills for nothing. Lord Self-Force picks up an Icon of the Goddess, so that is very odd. Or Certissima going to connect. Here comes a nice 2-man compel. Will Lord Self-Force be able to make the escape here? Essence Shroud used on him from Revenant, but he will just turn around and life tap up. He's also healing from the Icon as well. I'm not really sure what to make of this Icon. It feels like a very greedy pickup, and I don't know if it's honestly going to do a whole lot. Revenant's getting really close to the Hellflower though. There is the Brass Knuckles on the Grinix. Behemoth, did he get his portal key? Oh wow, he did. 17, almost 18-minute portal key. Not too bad. I would like to see him pick up a Chalice though. Chalice is a great item on Behemoth. There's the Hellflower pickup. Essence Shroud being used here on Lord Self-Force. It is only a level 2. This is, oh my god, whoop. This is not how you skill Revenant, dude. You don't max Defile, you max Mortification. Blast away. Elodie gets evaporated from Behemoth. The slam will get cancelled. Rally will not get his slam off. Grinix with a nice stun there. More Certissima onto the Shadow Blade. And they won't have any more stuns, it looks like. Here comes Fade with a stun onto the Lord, but he's very tanky with the Icon. Double tap comes out for Luna, and it's a 4-for-1 fight. It's a tier 2 tower as well. Is that going to be a Lex Talionis on the Grinix? I feel like that's going to be a Lex. They want to cut into Shadowblade's armor, it looks like. Lord with a casual 3,600 gold. And Snooky. Oh my god, I can't say his name. Still spotting the red boots. Not upgrading his boots. Very interesting. Behemoth dies here. Fade gets caught in the energy, or Grinix, excuse me, gets caught in the energy field. Gets power thrown from downtown. Or that was a team power throw. Shadowblade picks up a Firebrand. Looks like he's going straight Geometer's Bane. But I don't really understand the Geometer's Bane pickup because... Or, well, I shouldn't say that. It is a good pickup, but it's mostly magic damage right now. He just really needs a Shrunken Head. I think this goes back to the whole Bones versus Cleaver where he didn't go Cleaver. Because he could just go Cleaver into Firebrand Shrunken and then he would be in a really good spot. Rally. Looks like he's going for Staff, but I don't know. I feel like they need a Portal Key on Rally. He's not gonna get off his slams. There's so many stuns. There's a Frostfield Blade on Lord Salforus with the Haze Druid. Ooh, big Behemoth ulti. Takes out the Fade and the Engineer. Blast away. That's a lot of momentum for Hex now to get another tier 2 tower. This build from Nikki is so weird. Like, not the Frostfield Blade, but the Icon. They're diving so deep. Behemoth will go down here. Yeah, he gets stunned up by the Burning Shadows. They did get the kill onto Alonia. This dive from Hex is very, very grief. That should be a 5 for 2 as they dove the base like rats? I don't know what this was. No idea. No frickin' idea, stream, what the heck that was. I think all 5 Hex players turned off monitor, and they decided to turn it back on after they died. Fade has no items, holy cow. 1k gold though. Looks like he wants a portal key. Oh, he also bought back in that fight, it looks like. Next, he's hunting. No, he's just hunting creeps. That be healed. Maybe he's baiting. Tablet from Aluna avoids the slam. Nicely done. They're gonna turn it around, kill the rally. Here comes the shockwave. Frostfield Plate activation from Lord. Power throw, I believe, missed. And looks like they will re-engage here if they find the catch. No. So they get the 1 kill onto Rally. think he picks up post ace. Interesting. And he probably could have just picked up the Striders a lot earlier if he wanted to. If he was planning to go this route. Fade is going to spot out the Luna here. Luna's going to activate her Deja Vu though. Kegstone will be destroyed there by Grenax. Hits onto a Luna. Energy field is down. There are no kills just yet. Alonia will go down, as well as the Engineer. Slam hits onto Lord. It doesn't do that much damage actually, because of the Frostfield plate. Behemoth goes down. There's a buyback on the Grenax, who also fell. And the Shadow Blade is now forced to fall back. It's a full genocide. And they bought pack on the Behemoth and the Grenax, so they initially got 2 kills it looks like. Evan has not completed anything since his Hellflower, which is kind of interesting. He had a pretty early Hellflower. He has a Fleet Feet. Fade, no, wait. Fade, oh wow, Fade just walked into them all? Fade got spotted under a Rev Ward. Fade just ramboed in and fed. Well, that's awkward.
Has been slain.
That's awkward. Firebrand there on the Revenant. Fissure comes out, a nice tablet. Compel also. Rally might have just killed himself though. Use the Compel. The Engineer here will pour it out. Blast Away doesn't kill him. Rally goes down. Saving the Alonia Hellflower onto Shadow Blade from Revenant. Fissure stun from Behemoth. That is not the real Grenax. Double tap for Revenant. Here comes the Shroud, Essence Shroud from the Revenant. Fade not opening with the stun there. Now Fade is lagging. So that will be the game. Second game will go to Hex.